Oh my goodness, you guys. Okay.
There's like butterflies. You can feel Ashley on there.
I can see them.
This is like
That is,
butterflies.
I know.
And then this beautiful.
That is so,
my favorites.
oh my goodness, that is
They
so
come up in
beautiful.
the spring. Those are absolutely
I
my
love
favorite
that. I can see
photos.
that the most right there.
That is beautiful. It's a beautiful.
I can see that I can see,
I
oh
mean,
my
this is the
goodness.
prettiest arrangement.
So Brian and his family, his whole family sent this to us just now.
And this
And
is
then
beautiful.
This
It has
is
hearts
the
you can feel.
hearts.
It's like
You
a
can
little
feel and see
stone,
them.
And there's hearts, and it says always in our hearts.
Always.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, and then
It's like a
mom's
little
wearing.
garden.
Let me show Pop-Ball shirt.
I'm wearing his shirt.
So you guys, we told you we'd update you. We have
This
it.
made us laugh this morning. He always kept a handkerchief in his pocket everywhere he went. He always had a play love
Well-
pocket shirts. So I'm wearing. I'm got his little handkerchief in this shirt.
Do you really?
Yes.
Is it clean?
I'm wearing his shirt. Yes, they're all clean.
Okay, it's
got
funny.
it out of his
Funny thing, my brother cut my hair last night. It actually looks amazing.
Love
It
it.
was funny. I was drinking my juice box because yes, I like apple juice boxes. Okay, and my mom's like, "Oh, let me take a photo of your hair. It looks really good." We're staying in pajamas today. We don't even care. Brian is too. Like literally, we are. And then I was drinking my drink, and my mom looks like. Not in a bad way, but she's like, "You look like a baby, a toddler." And then my dad said, "Yeah, your voice is changing. You're going through puberty."
Well, you do. You got on your onesie and you were drinking a juice.
Hey, does it matter? Nope.
And she's ordering pizza for breakfast.
I'm ordering pizza for brunch.
Okay, did you want to hear about this bean soup now?
Wait. Yeah, but hold on. Hang on. We have to. Hey guys, so we are in the midst of a hard time. Sorry, my mom's like getting ready to make bean soup and stuff. We're having a lot of food. We've been saturated with food. But anyway, we have been in the midst. I'm just walking around because what do you do when you vlog?
That's what she does. So
Honestly, we've been in the midst of a really hard time. The last time we vlogged together, it was when we were talking about how sick I was. I'll update later. I'm doing better, but I'll update next week. But we were telling you that my grandpa was in the hospital because he has this like pattern of like, you know, when you get older, your heart and lungs get weak, and he already had some issues and stuff. And he was getting weaker, and so we didn't update for a while because obviously we had a process, but he passed away last week on Saturday. So, yeah, I mean, he's not in pain anymore. He's not suffering. And yes, we do have our emotions off camera. We're not like, you know, that's just what happens. But, yeah, I know it's super hard for my mom because it's her dad. You know, like, it's my grandpa, but it's her dad. But it's still hard for everyone, like grandpa, dad, uncle. You know, he was amazing. I got a few clips that I'll show. They're very short of him. I do have, if you guys watched the video, my grandparents' anniversary party, I think it was back in August or whenever Labor Day weekend was.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Labor Day. I always get Labor Day and Memorial Day mixed up. Labor Day weekend, I did a whole video and I showed some of him in there. But the last time I saw him was on October 11th at Hometown Pizza. He was actually smiling. I physically saw him. And my mom and I, my grandma were at Hometown Pizza. And he bought Brian and I pizza. He didn't really have to do that, but he did. So if he liked you, he'd buy you pizza. So just know that anyway. So Brian and I went out with his brother and sister-in-law the other day. And we spent our Christmas money. My grandparents gave us Christmas money because they do that for everyone every year. So we spent it at Hometown. Just, yeah, in honor of him. Anyway, but we just wanted to update you guys because that did happen. And my mom is wearing his shirt. She's sporting it. And anything you want to say about him?
I just want to say we had the best dad ever. I had a good dad. You had a great grandpa.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dad, for teaching us how to live, love, and how to die. You gave it your all.
And you know, I noticed, I don't know if you noticed this, but anytime, because I didn't know if I wanted to video, anytime I wanted to video, me and Mom would be like, "Oh, honey, you can video, go ahead, it don't matter." I think she knew eventually we'd want these videos.
Yeah.
She never, ever, well, almost fell. She never, ever said, "Don't video that." She'd always tell me, "You can video that, you can video that." I was like, "Are you sure? you know, because when you're around certain people, you don't know if they want to be videoed. She's like, no, you can video whatever you want. Okay. But anyway, obviously I didn't video when we went in his house because, you know, when you get older, you're just tired and you don't want people to come in and, hey, you know, I'm videoing you. Like, but I did video him at some parties when we were having fun. And so, yeah. So we just wanted to give you guys an update. So people are definitely saturating us with like love and gifts, like thoughtful things and food and all that jazz. And today Brian and I are just gonna stay in pajamas, not go anywhere. And that's what we're gonna do. And I guess Mom's gonna make bean soup. Did Papa like bean soup? Is that what he liked?
Yes, he did.
That's why I remember the time I ate it over there that one time. It was like, I don't remember this. It was like a long time ago. But I remember one time he made this bean soup, and because I'm not usually.
His pea soup.
No. He made bean soup one time. I was at his house.
He always put ham in his.
Yes. So there were two things. One time I had COVID. Well, duh. The whole world had COVID. I had the Delta. We all had the Delta last year. At Thanksgiving, not this past year, but the time before.
That was pea soup they brought.
I know. The very first thing I was actually able to eat in 3 weeks was my grandpa's pea soup. I know it sounds
balls in it.
I know it sounds gross to y'all, but look, it's not.
It was kind of spicy.
But it wasn't spicy. He didn't make it spicy that time because I was sick.
He worked so hard to make that pea soup.
So he made it not spicy
balls.
for me that day though, because that one didn't have sausage balls in it. Because you were like telling him I couldn't eat much, and he was like, "I'll just make it mild."
Yeah, he would always make things the way people liked it.
He did, but normally he would put sausage balls in it. But this time it was like the first thing I was able to eat in 3 weeks because it was light and it wasn't like heavy, and I could get it down. I remember that they brought it over, and he was like,
"Oh, that's a good memory."
Yeah, like he made the pea soup because I was so sick that like my mom even said, "Girl, if you can't eat, we're gonna have to go get some IVs." And I was like, no. But I really couldn't eat. But when he brought the pea soup over, it was just like
Did
something.
you send that in the email?
No, but
talk about that?
I'll talk about it. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm speaking at the funeral, you guys. We're not gonna obviously film that because that's family.
You don't get 20 minutes, though, right?
No, dude. I can't do. No, this is Papa's funeral. I don't have the emotional stanza. But I do have some to do a little bit because he would talk about me. Yeah. Anyway,
call you a pita.
Oh my gosh. Now y'all know what he really called me. They're gonna be like, what is that, pita bread? Okay. Now that she mentioned that, no. My grandpa would talk about that about me. My grandpa would talk about me to my face. He had this joke. It was
in a good way.
Yeah, it was a literal joke. So I don't even remember when it was. I walked in and he was like, "Pita!" And I literally looked at him and I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh, you know, sometimes you could just be a pain in the... And I was like, oh, okay. But I thought he was just saying it one time. No, he always... So then I had like my friends come over one time to his house because they lived in like 3 different houses in a matter of a few years. And I had my friends come over and I walk in, he's like, pizza! And they were like, what is he talking about? I'm like, ask him. And he'd be like, you don't know her? You're her friend. Anyway, my voice is weird. So, we have a lot of really good memories about him. But, it was like at the house that they lived in now. I remember like, I don't know if it was like a few years ago, he made this bean soup. And I remember like, I'm not always a fan of bean soup, but it just depends on how it's made, how spicy it is. And he made bean soup that night, and I was like, I don't know if I want to try it, because I don't want to be rude if I don't like it. I'll be wasting it. But I remember, like, deciding to try it, because he told me it was really good, and I tried it. He put, like, ham in it or whatever, and that jazz was good. I had, like, 3 bowls that night, and I was like, Papa, what'd you do to this? And it was just, like, so good. I remember that. Anyway, so, yeah, he's no longer suffering or in pain, so it's been hard, but it's also comforting knowing that he's not in pain. Would you say that? It's hard, and it's no longer, but it's also comforting knowing he's not in pain anymore.
Yeah, because he always, every time, last few years, every time somebody said, "How you doing?" You remember what he would say?
I'm getting old and worn out.
Old and worn out is what he would say.
What he always said to me, like when I talked to him on the phone, "How you doing?" "Oh, I'm getting old and worn out." And like I knew that, but like as it got later in life, I kind of knew like he's being serious.
He's like, "I'm tired. I can't keep doing this."
Yeah, I did talk to him on the phone on New Year's Eve. When I was at Brian's house, I was really sick, and I told him thank you for the Christmas card. So I'm glad I got to tell him that, because I didn't have a voice, so like it was hard to like. Right after we got our Christmas present from him, I lost my voice, so you know it's kind of hard to. Anyway, he was even calling and checking on me the week that he went in hospital, and then you know.
Oh, he called to check on you.
Yeah, I remember he called you on speakerphone. He was like, he was asking how I was, and I was like, I'm getting there. My voice is still weird, but I'm getting there. And he just wanted to know.
But he wasn't feeling too good.
He wasn't feeling good either.
He was
so
weak.
like
That was right before he went to the hospital.
Yeah, that was actually right before he went, because he was like laid in his new bed or whatever.
What day was that?
I mean, it was after the 5th, because the 5th is when that thing happened. You guys, we'll talk about that next week. That's not in the 6th video, but I do have a couple, like, it's weird. I have like all these stories to tell now. But right now, we're going to focus on my grandpa this week. And today, we are going to, tomorrow's the funeral. Obviously, we're not going to film that because that's not, you know, that's for family only. But I did want to update you guys. Like, tomorrow's the funeral. We'll be with family from out of town, friends, people that are probably going to surprise us. We don't even know. But that's okay because they comfort us, right? Like, people show up, they comfort us. So it means a lot. And then, but today is just literally a chill day, cook day, kind of get ready for the service tomorrow day, stay in pajamas day, remember Paw Paw day. She's sporting her Paw Paw shirt. Although she's in a blanket, she's sporting her Paw Paw shirt with the handkerchief.
He always had a handkerchief.
He wanted everyone to know he had that handkerchief
when
too.
we went to the funeral, and he'd always like pull it out and blow his nose.
He would. I was going to say that. I was like, at least he's not going to do it.
We had like hundreds of these. We would give him to him for Christmas. This is his initial. That was like a famous Christmas present. But Teresa brought one to the funeral home, and we were going through picking out shirts, and we all picked out a shirt we wanted to keep, and he always wore a blue shirt. He wore a lot of blue.
That's why I could always see his shirts when I got my glasses.
Yep, and he always wore these little button-up polo kind of.
He loved the buttons.
Button-up shirts with pockets.
Oh my goodness.
As long as he had a pocket.
Well, because the pocket held his handkerchief. That's why. Do you know his trick? His pockets held his handkerchief. But I remember he'd always take his handkerchief out and be like, "This is what this is for." And I'm like, "Why don't you use Kleenex?" One time I asked him that when I was little, and he was like, "Why do that when I can use a handkerchief?" I was like, "Okay." Yeah. Anyway, so he was great. It was awesome, but we're gonna be a family, and he was amazing, and he always had a listening ear for everyone. And Brian only got to meet him like a couple times, but even still, he really loved Brian because Brian made me happy. What would you say? Yeah, he did. I mean, like I said, he would not. My grandpa would tell you how he felt.
A good one.
He did. He would tell you how he felt.
He just had that.
He would tell you if he was unsure, and he did not.
Meet him, right?
Yeah, like a couple times. I mean, it was like in crowds where he was trying to hear his voice, but he did. He didn't meet him. And then Papa would always ask me how he was, and then went to hometown. He bought us that pizza, and I was like, "You don't have to." He's like, "No, what was Brian like?" Because Brian wasn't there. And I feel like that's what me, Mom, and Papa always do for each other whenever they went out. Anyway, so he was great. He was awesome. And that's our update for that. So, yeah, stay tuned.